match number 3. And it's a big one, of course they all are, but the loser of this match will essentially be out. The winner will still feel like they've got a chance. Patel to get us underway. He may well be in a little bit of shock, because he possibly at one point in that match would have felt like he was cruising. But it's another dry break and first opportunity for Zac Cooper.
Yeah, and I think even though Hiten is the seed in this group, with what's just happened to him, he'll be still feeling that emotion, and obviously he's followed up with a dry break here. Zac's had the time to get it out of his system, so I make probably Zac's slight favourite in this match.
Is that something you've always, because you've been through the experience of being out there in a variety of different ways, you're a player that would rather have a little bit of time after the match to kind of, whether it's good or bad, just deal with it and go again? There's
pros and cons to it, I suppose. The more I've played on the circuit, the experience you gained, you can only control the controllables, and you've just got to get it out of your system as quick as possible and just move on. So obviously with Hiten, he's got that experience. He's been there, he's played in the Champions League for a number of years, so he knows the format. So it's just about resetting and just go again.
Yeah. Zac's just trying to deal with his problem ball. It's not immediately obvious how he's going to do that. Is it just the plant? Is that all that's available? It was the plant. He's got the plant made, and he's set himself up for a 3-ball plant. How about that?
And this is what you can get with Zac. I've practiced with him a number of years. He is a shot maker. His pattern play isn't the best that you've ever seen, but he can find shots from nowhere. He's very inventive with his shots, and he will just keep going.
That was a loose one though. Had to make sure that yellow got away from the red. He had a little bit more wiggle room on that plant than when he played it. Now he's in a little bit of trouble.
Just needed that to travel a little bit more. I don't think the plant's on, is it?
Doesn't look like it's even close. I mean, we've got the advantage of more camera angles in the commentary box, but that doesn't look on, does it?
This will be a big learning experience for Zac tonight, so I think irrespective of what happens, he'll be a better player for the experience.
He tried to play the shot, the plant that wasn't on. I always think if you're a player that can play those shots, you say he's a shot maker, you practice with him to see that, but if pattern play lets him down from time to time, you can work on. You can really, you can really work on your pattern play and your control, and you make finishes easy, but knowing in the back pocket you've still got the big shot making when you need it.
Yeah, exactly that. And I see Zac want to be one of them players that towards the back end of the season you'll start to see more shot results from him and sort of a little bit of big runs and things like that, because he'll build that confidence of playing on the circuit, and you sort of get immune and get used to being sat on your chair at times and knowing that you've got to play no miss pool.
Almost getting used to getting beaten, or having periods where you feel like you're getting beaten. You've got to be able to take 3, 4, 5 frames of punishment and then respond.
Yeah, exactly. And what you have to do on the circuit is you have to always stay a positive mindset, and every player, loads of the players are capable of running 3, 4, 5 frames in a row. So even if you go behind in a match, you're never out of it.
This looks tight to the corner, but straight down, so it must be okay. And then it's just connect the two together. Yeah, flew in. So. And I like that. It shows positivity as well, because he could have easily gone right centre and played into the red, moved it. But that could have gone wrong. You're knocking it down the table. Yellows could have got in the way. He would have potentially been on the red to left centre, but that might not have been the best angle. So I love it.
Sorry, I thought he may have left himself a bit bigger angle on this last red, so he's not cueing the 8-ball off the rail.
Not a problem though. And a very good counter from Hiten Patel. He'll feel a lot better after what happened to him in the previous match, just to get a frame on the board and try and go again.
What do you think's going on in Zac's brain at the moment?
I don't know. I think you're probably right in the moment. Feel disappointed because you come into these nights thinking I just want a fair number of chances, and he's certainly had that. He's had more than that, really. He's had, he had the first chances against Phil, and probably should have done more with them. And obviously, first chance here.
To see Zac's break again. He's certainly taken a lot off his break tonight.
Yeah, it's very controlled power, isn't it? He's not hitting it as hard as he normally does.
And he's potted the yellow, as you see, and he's given himself another opportunity, and there is a finish there. It's not easy, but it's gettable.
I might have been tempted to look at reds. I don't know if the red left centre from hampered queuing was a good option or not. It's just the fact the reds were a slightly better layout. 8 ball's less of a problem, but the yellows aren't bad.
Yeah, where the 8 ball's positioned, it's not easy to sort of play a developing shot on it. It's as though you've got to play a positional shot to land behind it.
Just play underneath it potentially, really back your potting. Decisions.
I think he's, like you say, as you just touched upon, he's going to land behind the 8 ball at the bottom of it, and probably aim to playing it top left.
Goes top right. It feels like a more open pocket. We just had a quick look at it. One more turn would be nice. Everything would have been in his own eye line and it wouldn't be hampered. Although he is just at the side of the red. Misses the 8 ball quite wildly.
He seemed to quit on that shot a little bit to get position on the 8 ball. You saw as he struck the cue ball, his body sort of jumped up off the shot.
One of those shots where I thought maybe you just use the cushion. Just because if it hits the cushion, you're guaranteed to have a better shot than he had, and you're not going to overhit it by having what he got left.
Yeah, I think it's also easy to control when you use the cushions, use the line of the cushion to get position. Recently saw one of your TikTok videos alluding to that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, I remember I played a match a couple of seasons ago against Mick Hill, and we had a chat after the game, and he sort of gave me a bit of advice as to do more of that.
Yeah, so I spend my life analysing players, and certainly there are players that want to use cushions, and I think it gives them so much more margin of error for positional play.
And I'll be taking these type of finishes all night if you'll be taking this from Zac, and just hoping, just letting Zac go, and he'll just mop up and capitalise on the mistakes. As seems to have like let his cue on arm go a little bit and just sort of relaxing into the night now.
Two first chances to Zac Cooper, not quite got there, and Hiten Patel has done the rest. He was 2-0 up in his first match, and he went wrong from there, so he won't be too far ahead of himself here. He knows he's got more work to do, but Zac will be getting more and more disappointed with himself as the night goes on, because he started brightly and he's getting the opportunities. It's just a shot here or there that's costing him these finishes.
if he was watching the last two matches, well, the last match especially, he's obviously, it was 2-0 to the opponent and Rob reversed to get a 3-2 victory. There's plenty of time in the match, so he's not out of it yet.
Ball's flying, not going to go near the pocket.
Oh,
It's
the
dry.
cue ball.
Well, Zac Cooper gets first opportunity again, but this isn't like previous. This is tough. So much so I don't think he's even got a shot on.
Foul.
Delicate. Well, I thought that was an air shot when he first played it. You don't get penalised for an air shot. Like golf. Must have just feathered it.
With Hiten having the ability to put the cue ball anywhere on the table following Zac's foul, he can tackle the one that's... See, I'd be taking the one that's on the rail towards the right, first shot.
I'm with you 100%. I think he thinks that maybe he's, because it feels like you got the first shot after the break, maybe you feel like you've only got the break area, but yeah, you just put yourself ball in hand perfect on this one here, and then the clearance becomes easier from there. But that's okay. He's gonna be in good shape all the same.
Yeah, whilst all the yellows have got a pocket, it's not an easy finish. He's got some work to do later on in this.
He's going about this. Looks like yellow bottom right becomes his last ball. There's a lot of traffic in the way to get on the 8 ball, even though he's hanging over a pocket. No, he's going to leave the yellow up the table, which I like. It's just not going to get good angle on the next yellow to get good on the next yellow.
As we touched upon earlier, this can be missable now because of the distance he's left. If he was the other side, he would have been able to get closer to his work. He should still get it.
Yeah, but it's exactly why he missed it. Just got the cue ball slightly wrong 2 shots ago, and rather than tracking down the table to get behind that ball, I like the route he picked out though. I just didn't quite get the cue ball where he wanted to.
So, how is Zac going to go about this finish? Can he screw off the back off the side rail, take the bottom red of the two that are stuck together into the middle?
It's okay, I think he can get to the centre of the cue ball here. And the red that is furthest down the table, I think now slides in to bottom left, goes bottom right as well, I think. Now attention turns to the one by the 8 ball. Does that pass top right? Does the red nearest the yellow at the top of the table pass top left? It's tight as well.
On the overhead, it doesn't look like the red passes the 8 ball, but can he pop the red off the 8 ball?
Certainly doesn't look like it does, but I think the way he's going about this, perhaps he thinks it will slide by.
See, if I was playing this off the 8 ball, I'd have done it with that red to get position on after. You don't want to play this off the 8 ball and hope to be on that other ball.
So it must pass. Very comfortable. He's done really well with his visit. Just the one cannon required. Yeah, just grazed the 8 ball on the way through, but it drops. And Zac Cooper is on the board, and got to say a sense of deja vu here for Hiten Patel. He was 2-0 up in a previous match. Had 2 opportunities in frame 3 against Rob Chambers. Didn't take either, and he had an opportunity there, and he'll feel like he should have got out there.
Strange how every single match has had the same pattern.
Yeah, player that gets to 2 can't go on and win it. With ball in hand and the layout that Hiten Patel had, obviously we both felt the same way. He should have just gone on to the one on the right-hand side. But if he felt the ones at the bottom were tricky to connect up with the ones at the top, he could have gone down the table and dealt with those two straight away, and then gone up the table. Potentially, I think there was options out there for him, and he'll be disappointed with his effort to make the clearance. The ball was close, but stays on. And he makes the ball, and my word, what a layout this is.
And exactly like the last two matches, the other player capitalises on the mistake, pulls the frame back in, and then reverse dishes or break clears.
Yeah, I so often talk about, look, you know, what are the problems, how do you solve them? I can't see how he can go wrong. It's never as easy as that, and 15 seconds a shot, the pressure of the match and everything else, but it doesn't get any better than this.
No, and I like the pace he's playing at to give himself enough time as well to definitely get another frame in at least.
Draw whilst keeps him in the night, keeps both players in the night. You then need a draw in the next match, and then the reverse of the opening two matches for a four-way six-red shootout. So both players will feel like it has to be a win at all costs, and it is essentially. Very good. Zac Cooper's break really delivering on that one. That layout was... We won't see a better layout in the Champions League. In all honesty, that was as good as it gets.
No, and the smile's on Zac's face, and I think that's about as excited as we'll see Zac all night. He's a very chilled out, laid back character, Zac.
Yeah, almost quietly confident, but it was... that'll be nice. It's 2-0 down, 2-2. He's riding the momentum. He's just seen Hiten Patel lose from 2-0 up. He's thinking, I can do it as well. Inside the table, Hiten Patel will be thinking, not again. Not again. Last time it was a dry break and the break clearance that cost him. This time it's the break clearance, and he'll be desperate for a ball. Desperate. He gets one.
The angle that yellow went into that middle pocket as well, it didn't look like it was going in.
Agreed. One breakout shot and the first shot here, and then reds are good. Not as good as Zac's layout, and there is work. One on the top left-hand side, guarded. One on the right-hand side hasn't quite popped out as much. The 8-ball blocks the one bottom left. It's just, it looks easy, but it's a sort of almost a cue ball finish, and Hiten Patel hasn't quite been on point with his cue ball tonight.
Again, see, he's run out of position, but the red is potted there. That would have been my red to play on the one at the left-hand side of the rail.
Yeah. This does go through the gap of the yellows, but he is digging from here. Still digging.
And this is where can hit and find that potting ability and get himself out of trouble.
Might have been tempted to play yellow on top of the, or just above that yellow on top of the triangle area, maybe get rid of the one bottom right first, but I suppose you could get on the 8-ball off it, so this is tough. He's so good, so good at making those recovery pots. He needs a couple more.
He played that perfect to roll through to give himself the natural angle on this red to get on the one on the right rail.
Not a perfect last ball for the 8-ball, which is part of the reason I was thinking, do you get it away a little bit earlier, but it would have been tough to get on the 8-ball from the one he's just played anyway, so just wants to give himself a shot.
Oh,
was in time.
That was close.
It was in time.
But I think it was similar to the pattern to the other shots where he's left distance on that last ball, left himself the wrong angle, and made the finish harder.
Yeah. Sort of went wrong very early again for Hiten Patel. 1 minute left then. Zac Cooper in his first night as an ultimate pool professional. Can he get his first victory? Can he get his first buzzer beater? Slightly different to Rob Chambers. He doesn't need to stress about trying to run the clock down and make it a buzzer beater because he has the next break. Just make the clearance. Get yourself 3-2 in front.
Zac's heart will be racing a little bit here. This is his first opportunity to get a win on the board in his pro career as well.
This is where if he wants to, he can make it a buzzer beater. He has a quick glance at the clock. There we go, into the final 10 seconds. And goes the 8 ball. He takes a 3-2 lead. The cue ball just stops in time, so we will see Zac Cooper hit a break. But it has to be a golden duck for Hiten Patel to remain in the 9. And Hiten said, I don't even need to see it. And he has conceded the match. Zac Cooper is not even going to be asked to have his final break, even though there's a second left on the clock. And to be honest with you, that's probably fair enough from Hiten Patel in terms of he knows that is not going to play out in his favour. He'll be so disappointed, 2-0 up in both of his first 2 matches, and he takes a loss in them both. Plenty more action on the way. Winner versus winner, match 4 up next.